I'm basically a botanist, and for the last more than 36 years, I have been working in the field of rural technology. But the last 25 years, I almost devoted to sustainable agriculture. And as a scientist, I wanted to study the systems which have been developed by innovative farmers. I've been interacting with the farmers. We have also been working with large number of farmers. Large means almost more than 2,000 now. Recently also we are working with a batch of 300 farmers in Wardha district. But it has been my great uh, happiness to learn many things from the farmers. I feel that many a times scientists pursue some problem and try to develop a solution uh, in his laboratory or in the campus of the university, but he is completely away from the ground realities. But the one who feels the pinch or feels the pain of the problem is at better place to find out the solution. That wisdom I got from the farmers. I shall not be concentrating on the livestock aspect, but on the soil improvement, quality improvement, soil conservation, soil quality improvement, and its impact on the productivity. And I shall also be, my presentation is based on the innovative farmers in Vidarbha. So, why there is a concern about the soil health? Because soil health is of paramount importance in maintaining the agricultural sustainability and also meeting the challenge of feeding the growing population all over the world. And we know that the healthy soils are very rich in diverse population of microbial and macro and micro populations, and they have a capacity to rectify the problems created or also or to sustain the shocks which is going to be posed in the form of is there more possibility or more in the regime of climate change. Now, what is the soil status of Indian soils? National Bureau of Soil Survey and Land Use Planning at Nagpur. It has undertaken a massive survey of soil, different kinds of soils in different parts of the country. And we noticed that the average soil organic carbon, which is an indicator of soil health, bearing the northern mountains, which are covered by the forest, the organic soil contains ranges from zero point 0.4 to zero point 0.6. And it is said that to maintain the soil health, at least, I say at least 1% of the organic carbon is necessary. So we can see over the years, we have lost the soil health. And the rising temperature and shrinking rainfalls, they pose a potential threat to the tropical soils, especially the black cotton soils and the red soils in peninsular India, which have already got the content of organic carbon less than 0.4%. And of course, the situation will become graver in the regime of climate change. Now, why innovative farmers? Because innovative farmers, they have the capacity to develop new ideas, and not only develop but to try out new ideas and to learn from that, and they can optimize whatever experiments they are making, which can be of great help to other farmers. Now, these were the farmers who were on the forefront of the green revolution technology. They were called progressive farmers. They accepted green revolution technologies and achieved highest of the yields. They were rewarded by the government also, where they were the first to see the fallacy of the technologies when their products and their yields started dwindling and the profits started getting reduced. And they started developing their own system or agroecological systems, which were based on the use of the locally available bioresources. And so what they say that our cost of production is very low. We need not to purchase anything from the market, and the health of the soil. And these farmers have attained very high level of uh, crop productivity, which they attribute to the better health soil conditions. Now, I'm going to share some of these experiences. So some one are the conservation of soil and water, uh, soil and water. So this is one technique called, which can be called as soil contour bunds. Now this is developed by one farmer who was also by profession civil engineer. He developed a very simple water level using the locally available material. In the first slide on the left side, you can see the villagers, the group of villagers during demonstration, they are going for the contour line marking. And in the second slide, you find a large spade-like structure, which is made of mild steel, and it is called keni in local language. It was being used by agriculture department for leveling the soil. Now this instrument tied up with a bullock, pair of bullock, so bullock driven, can form the bund, the soil bund, as you can see the left hand photo. How the bund is actually, how that bullock pair moves along the line, contour line, and the contour soil bund is actually prepared. In the fourth photo, you can see how the contours are arranged at different levels. Now this is with this soil contour bunding is with the keni, the instrument. The same idea we tried to apply in Chhattisgarh in one village, and that with the tribal people, where they tried to prepare these bunds with a manual labor. And this is extremely important because it not only conserves the soil but also the soil moisture. And if there is a steep slope, then not only the soil is washed off, but also whatever manures or fertilizers you apply, they also get washed off. So I'm now presenting a case of one village which is located in Wardha district. It is situated on a hillock. It is a forest village surrounded by forest, and the slope of this farm is about 6 to 10%. So and then the farm has only stones and pebbles and a very negligible topsoil. So no wonder that as the manure or soil was getting washed away and no retention of soil moisture, the productivity was just 40 to 50 kg per acre of land because of the poor soil quality. But as this contour bunding operation or exercise was conducted in that village, only first year only one farmer came forward. They were not trying, others were actually reluctant. But because of this exercise, the productivity just jumped up to 2.5 to 3.5 quintals per acre with the same inputs, the same input of FYM or chemical fertilizer, whatever. Now, seeing these results, all the farmers in this village adopted this technique over a period of 4 years, and then it is now more than 20 years. Still, the structures are maintained and they are repaired whenever there is a need. Now, this is another technique developed by one farmer called Subhash Sharma, located in Yavatmal district of Vidarbha. Now, it is a contour sowing. The contours are formed in a very short distance, and in between the two contours, the sowing operations. Now, these ladies are doing sowing operation of vegetable seeds in a horizontal to the contours. They are doing sowing operations, and how they get the crops. I mean, this raise the crop. You can see. Now, this farmer is. I mean, now he only applies whatever FIM is available using the biomass, agro waste, and the dung from the cattle he has, and all the weeds will be dropped into the same beds. And because it is a contour, the water gets distributed uniformly, and he claims that the productivity of vegetables ranges from 6 tons to 25 tons, which is very high. Similarly, the wheat productivity is about 1.5 tons to 2 tons. Similar to the chickpea, 1.8 to 2 tons. Now, how the agro-waste are productively used? Now, pigeon pea and cotton stalks, they are the, oh sorry, 2 minutes only, I'm sorry. So pigeon pea and cotton stalks are two major crops, and they are actually burnt out generally, but we see that here the farmers have prepared the bunds. They use this biomass for producing counter bunds here, I'm sorry. There are some farmers, one farmer actually used a trench, a long trench along the border, which he was using for channelizing the water coming from the neighboring farm, and that he dumps all the agro waste, these stalks of pigeon and cotton, and then close it with the soil. In the rainy season, it gets filled up, and in the next season, he just take it out, which is a manure, and then refill it by the fresh one. Another farmer, he heap up the biomass in the farm. During rainy season, it become blackened and get crumpled, and then he put it in the pit and then sprinkled with dung and urine slurry, and he gets a very good compost. Now you can see in the banana plantation, the earlier plantations, the stems are actually, pseudo stems are cut down and then used as mulch, and also other weeds. Here the turmeric plants being mulched by lyricidia and other leaves. Now we also seen that some farmers with our awareness creation are using the weeds. They were actually throwing out the weed and shifting it to the border. Now they are putting it in the farm, in the small heaps. One farmer is actually only uprooting the weeds in alternative rows and shifting it to the middle row. So it's not, the nutrients are not going out of the system. And this farmer is actually reserving 20% to 25% of the area by appropriating the spacing between the plants, crop plants, to grow the weeds. He says that actually weeds are contributing. He is controlling the weeds, not uprooting the weeds, controlling the weeds. When the main crop grows up, there is no competition. But he said that the carbon is actually assimilated into the soil through photosynthesis. Now you can see the quality of the soil in these farms. Now the use of liquid manure, just 1 minute only. Liquid manures. You see, there are various kinds of liquid manures that have been used by the farmers, and our organization has taken the validation of these manures. We have tried it with the four crops and macronutrients, presence of beneficial microbes and some enzymes, and also we service productivity compared with chemical system. And what we could see that they don't contribute NPK or macronutrients, but they contribute the micronutrients, microorganisms, beneficial microorganisms, which make the nitrogen phosphate available, which is locked in the soil. And we can also see that the crop yields were actually comparable, and sometimes we have more than the chemical system. And we also studied the enzymatic activities, and we could see that it was maximum between 8 and 25 days. So we can decide the shelf life of this crop. Now, why scientific validation is necessary? Because it can provide scientific reasons for utility of the techniques used by the innovative farmers. It can bring about further improvement in the technique, and it can help in inclusion of these techniques into the policy decision and government level for large-scale spread of techniques among the farmers. Sorry. Thank you.
तारक जी और एक जैनिकी के थे। तारक जी आपने काफ़ी सारे तरीके बताए ये सॉइल फर्टिलिटी मैनेजमेंट, उसको लेबर के हिसाब से इम्प्लीकेशन किया। आज के लिए भी सुनने में आता है, खास करके एरियाज में आंध्र प्रदेश एक्सेट्रा, कि लेबर नहीं मिलता ये सब काम करने के लिए। जितने भी ऑर्गेनिक तरीके बताएंगे काफ़ी लेबर इंटेंसिव है, तो लेबर शॉर्टेज भी है, तो कभी ये वायबल नहीं है, तो सुनने में आता है। हम भी करने के लिए कोशिश करते हैं, तो हमको भी जवाब आता है। तो इसमें कितना लेबर के हिसाब से क्या इम्प्लीकेशन है इसका इन दिस एक्टिविटी बेसिस पे? त्यागी जी आपसे ये सवाल था, आपने your question related to the composting. Are we using the agro waste?
Ideally, I do believe that there is no need of composting, properly recycling the biomass. There will be various ways, but that is a long distance target for the common farmers. So The point is that how to minimize the labor involved in compost making. Because it's a labor intensive. Now, one of the farmers had tried that the trench method. It may not be very scientific, but it is requiring less labor. So we have to optimize, evolve such methods and then popularize. But burning of the biomass is actually burning of the future of the farmers. That is the point. Second, related to your question about labor involved in all these methods. Now, some of the methods like say contour soil contours, that is one-time labor, and in that many of the because we have been working with the small farmers, so they can come together and share, maybe on one farm one day and then another farm another day. So that is sharing of labor. Similarly, there could be reduction of labor also. For example, another farmer tried only weeding in one row, on alternate rows. So he has actually saved at half the labor. So there could be various methods involved locally. And if the farming, the farmers work in a community manner or community spirit, then this labor question will also be solved.
So, thank you.